panned out for John Tavares. All right, Centennial season spotlight. Wayne Cashman is our guy this week.
I love
Wayne
Cash.
Cashman. I'll tell you, our buddy Bill, his father hated Wayne Cashman.
Really?
He did. He had such a at the end of his career, like
Oh
it was
yeah.
one of those where he was playing to past his prime.
Yeah.
And but Wayne Cashman had similar, I'm telling you, when I'm telling you similar, I mean eerily similar numbers to David Krejci. Like it's eerily similar.
Really?
Yeah, Cashman had let's see, in 1,027 games, 277 goals, 516 assists for 793. He was right. He had 1,041 PIMs.
Yeah, he Cashman could scrap. He would scrap.
And he was a plus, 4,000 as
Sure
the rest of that team was. But he was, but he wasn't he had some playoff years where he was good. Had 30. How about this? He had 32 penalty minutes in one playoff series, one playoff back in was it 79, 80. But he had a couple of decent playoff runs there. But not too spectacular.
Not Kretsch playoffs.
Kretsch playoffs. No, he wasn't.
He was took it to another level in the postseason.
He wasn't playoff Krejci at all. But but Cashman was a pretty darn good player.
Mm-hmm.
He really was. He had 20 plus goals, 8 or 9 times.
So he consistently good.
Yeah, and he's 78 years young.
While you're talking about Cashman and some old stats here, you piqued my interest, so I searched it up. I want to throw you guys a quick question.
Okay.
I looked up who has the best plus minus of all time in the NHL. In the top 3, 2 of them are former Bruins players. Could you name any of the 3?
Well,
correct.
And
he's number 2 at a plus 582.
I think it's Bork, right?
Correct. Bork is number 3 at plus 527.
Jesus.
Can you guess at who is in number 1 at a whopping plus 722?
Is it a defenseman?
1 second.
I have a guess if it's a defenseman.
722. Jesus. It's not Paul Coffey, is it?
I was going to say Nick Lidstrom.
It is not Nick Lidstrom. It is not Paul Coffey. Hold on.
Okay.
I've heard of this player's name, to be honest with you, but I don't know his exact position, so I want to just double check before I open my mouth.
I mean, it must be a defenseman. It's not Larry Robinson. No, that wouldn't be.
Ding, ding, ding. Larry Robinson.
Larry Robinson.
Well, yeah, so he was on all those Montreal teams that were wagons.
Yeah. Wow, 722. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I believe that. I believe that. He played a long time too, Larry. He played a long time.
A long time. Yeah, he played a long time.
Wayne Gretzky came in 4th at a plus 520.
So he is the top forward. 520.
Yeah, Gretzky's top forward.
Yeah. Wow. That's 520 as a forward. Jesus.
Yeah, that's craziness.
It's just craziness.
Well, I mean, talking about arguably the greatest player.
I
mean, you're talking about Orr and Gretzky.
The next Bruin on the list is a ways down there. Looks like probably about 10th. It is Brad Park at plus 363.
Oh, 363 Park. Wow.
Yeah, he was with the Rangers too for some of that.
Park was so good, so underrated, so good.
Yeah, he was.
He had the goal that made me fall in love with the Bruins against the Sabres.
Yep.
The overtime goal was that was the first time I was like, this. I love this fucking team.
Me too.
That was unbelievable. That was after the other loss to the Quebec Nordiques, the Stastnys in '82, and then in '83 they won that series in Game 7 in overtime. And the Fred Cusick's call, the place was just bananas. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
I think I'm almost positive. I don't know if it was the '82 series or the '83 series, but I went to playoff game against the Nordiques that the Bruins got down 3-0 on goals all goals by the Stastny brothers, and it may have been a hat trick by Peter Stastny. The Bruins were down 3-0 going into the third, and they came back and won 4-3.
Oh,
And it was one of the best. That made me. That was that,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
Babcock goal that made me fall in love
yeah.
with the Bruins.
Okay, yeah. That atmosphere was just unbelievable.